Chelsea is really staying in
Williams. I saw Rashford. Wait, no, my keeper.
Man, you.
Guys, calm down, guys.
Oh, you know my keeper.
We.
Oh, relax. You're not back yet. You're not back yet. Relax.
Make a guess the keeper.
Guess the keeper. He happened after the Nations League.
It be one.
Yeah, one. Diego Costa. You know what happened? And they think Onana do swap deal. They said we don't want Onana. I swear.
For FF.
For FC 2025. So I'll buy and take Onana put transfer. It'll be the last day of the transfer.
Drum roll.
Where
You finish.
Everton can buy
You finish.
Onana. No, Bianco.
Guys, we are back. Round of applause. We're back. Mallam Goal podcast by Betway is back. Listen, guys.
You could be John. You don't tell anybody.
Oh,
honest.
Calm down, guys.
You make my DMs, then everything they so low.
Charlie.
Today I meet some killers.
I don't even know how I go answer the questions.
Oh, Charlie. We apologize for the short break, but we are back.
And we are back. Break. It wasn't a short break.
1 month break will short.
1 month break.
Over 1 month safe.
Drop people. Charlie, drop comments and fire these people. They are not serious.
I think the last time was the week before the Champions League.
A shock.
In fact,
bottom line is
that'll be 5 weeks.
No, 6.
Which 6? Yes. Champions League final was May 3rd.
Last
since we came, the last time
the
we were
week
here.
before the final.
Yes.
The Thursday before the final. It wasn't on May 30.
It wasn't on May 30.
That's fair. That's like 2 days before May 30 or 31 or something.
No, the bottom line is since the last time we were here, PSG have won the Champions League. Ronaldo and Portugal have gone to win the Nations League.
Yes.
Jota has unfortunately passed.
Ronaldo has signed a contract extension.
Ronaldo has signed a mouth-watering contract extension. Senna has lost the Roland Garros final. And he is on his way to a Wimbledon final.
Coco Golf has won French OP.
Yes, and then he's out in Wimbledon. Zabalenka has been out of Wimbledden as well in the semis. And then Christian Horner has been sacked by Red Bull.
Things happening.
Bro.
The Premier League has a new regulator. Kudus is getting a new home.
Killer. No, 2 minutes.
Real Madrid have been embarrassed.
And Chelsea are in the final of a club. Look, they've played an entire 32-team competition. We only have one game to talk about.
We are back at the best time of the competition. At the best time of the competition.
Striker.
When Chelsea have signed a striker. Zhao.
El Magnifico.
Pedro.
Magician.
Nicolas Jackson. Unpacking the bag.
No, but if you be John.
We like.
We like football fans.
We like.
You know, say the chance we Palmer miss. We Jackson.
The one for pass you.
We not for pass. No, I don't think you should have passed.
The one they say for pass. No.
The one they say for pass. No. Where Palmer they behave the way they behave. If they don't sign Joao Pedro, where Jackson be the number 1 striker as it's been in the last 2 seasons. Palmer no go behave.
You know go behave like that.
And in Palmer, I like him as a player, but for a teammate who's struggling,
the wicked guy,
in a team where they win by 2 goals to 0, I would actually be urging my striker to take the shots. Because if Palmer doesn't have to score a goal, he's not under pressure. He's positioned under threat.
No. I don't agree. You in particular, you've put him under a lot of pressure.
Who?
You.
No, I have not.
Yeah, you have.
No, what have I said?
Under a lot of pressure.
Who?
Palmer.
No.
I'm talking about... Yes.
No.
Chicho is the first person to point to the fact that Palmer hasn't scored in a long time.
And have you heard what I've said about that?
Influencing games.
He generally
wasn't playing well.
But no. I have a question. If he wasn't playing well and he was scoring, wouldn't matter.
He was the first person to mention his what's it called? Conference League final performance. He scored. Conference League final.
He made 2 beautiful assists.
Yes, and he mentioned it. Yes, but that was that for a long time. Was it true or not? It's a fact.
We're not. You see, nobody said he's lying. I'm telling you that what he's stating may be true, but it's also adding pressure to the boy.
No, wait.
You don't get what Daniel is saying.
Is Palmer's position under any threat?
Is that what?
Is Palmer's position under any threat at Chelsea?
No, he's not.
Does it look like a player who is out of confidence?
You were the first person to point that out.
That's out of confidence.
That he's suffering from a confidence dip.
When was
I didn't
that?
say confidence.
When
I
was
said
that? The last
performance.
time we did a show or 2 weeks?
When was
No,
it?
no, on Twitter, actually.
No,
Yeah,
no.
but
On Twitter,
the
I've always said that his
time
performance
when-
has dipped, and it's
But this-
natural because
This
it's natural because he's still young, and we were expecting that. And I'm saying that for what
But that's
Jackson
what,
has
so I'm saying.
what Jackson has gone through is different. Too.
What has
Jackson-
he gone through?
Okay, so Jackson had a red card at the end of last season, missed it.
Yeah.
He comes to the Club World Cup, stupidly gets another red card, admittedly.
Yeah.
And then there's a new striker on the block who scored twice. Jackson gets
There's a new striker on board who comes in and scores.
scores.
Then the new
one
striker
comes
comes
and
and
scores
scores.
twice.
listening.
Now Jackson gets the opportunity to play. You are winning by 2 goals today. In fact, in that second half, you Palmer, you ran the show. In that first half, you're non-existent because you were not moving enough. Second half, you changed things about your game and they couldn't deal with you. So you are playing well. I get that you also want to score, but I would want my striker to get the goals, and that's a position. I thought it was a goal scoring position. I didn't think the angle was so bad. He was forcing it. He probably should have opened himself and trusted himself to go to the far post. But he tried to go to the near post. He missed it. I'm saying Palmer could have been upset.
It's a
but
valid
Palmer
point. My
overreacted.
issue
That's
is that I
that's
don't
mine.
I don't think that Palmer should receive any sort of flag for wanting to have been passed the ball.
I said he
So he
overreacted.
could
I didn't say
that's what I'm saying. And I'm saying that he didn't. It's natural for any footballer
It wasn't an overreaction.
to be no.
okay.
It was
to
a
smash
it was a moderate
post
reaction.
with the
You see,
Look,
there is a
every
difference
top
between
player,
expecting
every
the ball.
top, because the things
What
that
Palmer
Chiso is
did-
analyzing,
Yeah.
those things will not immediately be in Palmer's head the moment someone doesn't pass the ball to him and
Yeah,
he's
he
frustrated.
actually will.
No,
He
no,
actually
think about
will.
it. Look, for
actually
every
will.
top footballer,
Should I give you an example?
There's a difference between expecting, or there's a difference between feeling that pass could come to me and then a sense of entitlement. The reaction Palmer gave is the way you react when you feel I'm entitled to that pass. If it is just a case of it's a good chance, I'm in a good position, you will disappointed,
Actually,
but you move
Let me
on.
ask you this question. Do you think
No, no, are you
do you
saying
think if
that
it was Joao Pedro who struck the ball that way, if it was Joao Pedro in Nicolas Jackson's position and he struck the ball the way he did, would Palmer have reacted the same? Do you think Palmer would have reacted the same?
there's no way of telling.
You can hazard.
They are not the
But
same
no,
page.
you
You can hazard a reasonable guess.
They are
Okay,
not
no,
the same
let's
page.
even
For
say,
me,
let's even
what
assume
is-
that he
what
would
is
not have. No,
problematic?
hold on. Let's even assume,
Yeah.
without admitting that he would have reacted differently. Wouldn't the different reaction also have been justified? Because this was a player who was on a hat trick.
The different reaction is what would
And
make
so even and yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so it would be justifiable.
Offense.
Not
You are saying-
necessarily.
you are
Even
saying-
if
No,
you
no,
are
the selfishness would be
Look,
justifiable.
friends.
On one
For me,
hand,
there are two
on one
things.
hand, you are
Yes.
telling us that Jackson being under pressure, all those things will not be in the mind of Palmer.
Palmer. But now
on
the
other
hat-trick
hand,
will be in the mind of
hat-trick
Palmer.
will be in the mind of
And it's
Palmer.
okay
So
for
that's
a hat-trick
but-
getter.
but
It's
hold
okay
on.
for a hat-trick getter to shoot. But for somebody who is struggling for confidence,
When his team is 2-0 up with few minutes to go, it's not okay.
But what is wrong with the
You
reaction?
people just vex Jackson.
No,
Say it
what
like
is
that.
the-
It's
what is
fine.
wrong with the
It
reaction?
was abnormal.
How is
I
it
thought it was
abnormal?
overreaction.
Look, we will go through the whole of this season and come here and pinpoint every single time a player overreact in your own sense of the word overreaction
Are we
by
talking
showing
about-
frustration.
Wait,
that
are
a
we
chance-
talking about the same thing?
Yes,
That is why I said there is a difference between showing disappointment. There is that. But what he did, kicked into the post and then
started screaming at him.
not
Not
calling
once,
his
not
attention.
twice.
Come on.
Why? Why? What's wrong with that?
We
and
have
even
seen-
when Jackson
Players
apologized
don't
by,
scream-
he was still
players don't
screaming.
scream at each other.
No, not in that manner. Anybody, there's a reason when Bruno does it, the press picks on it because that's not how you're supposed to treat a teammate and kill. You are supposed to encourage each other.
Let me give an
Yes,
example.
there is room for you to be disappointed
Yeah,
and
but
show that.
it's
But
2-0.
to that extent,
Look, let me give an example. When Onana first joined Man United, one player who was under massive stake was Maguire. Maguire was under immense pressure at the time because everybody said he can't pass from the back. Ten Hag said he didn't want him at the club. And their first preseason game, Onana played with Maguire. And when Onana came to the club, the conversation was, he's the one who's come to pass from the back. They've got their ball-playing goalkeeper. The year is out of the club. Then in the first time he played with Maguire in the preseason, Maguire gets the ball, hesitates to play a back pass to Onana. And I think it's intercepted. Onana makes a save. And he straight away screams at Maguire. And at the time, Maguire was stuck up. He screams at Maguire and I said straight away that, look, this Maguire guy is struggling. He's under pressure. The club is looking like they want to sell him. The manager doesn't want him there. He's been criticized for not being able to play out from the back. You walking through the door at preseason, screaming at your captain that way, does him no favors. If anything, it puts him under the spots a lot more. What saved Maguire was that right in that game, everybody knew Onana's passing was fluke. If Onana's passing was on point in that game. So I'm saying that teammates are there for teammates.
Yeah.
There are moments you realize if Jackson is playing well, but he's overdoing things because he's becoming selfish and everything, it's different. But Jackson is a teammate who is clearly
under pressure
and struggling with confidence in front of goal. If I'm his teammate, we are leading by 2-0 and he has that opportunity, I'm 100% backing him to take it. And if he misses it, I'm encouraging him. I might be upset that maybe he didn't pass to me, but I'm encouraging him to do one because at the end of the day, he is our striker, and that is why he's paid the money.
And you see, by the same token,
I think
there's been instances where a teammate has to show what we would describe as excessive outpour of emotion or anger to call someone and whip them in line. I'll give you an example. The last Man United Liverpool game, where Van Dijk had to scream at Trent.
Yeah.
That was a situation of someone sleeping on the job for repeatedly being skinned on that side.
He kept giving him the eye throughout the game.
And he wasn't paying attention.
And he wasn't.
That kind of thing, when a teammate does it, everybody would understand that, look, he, by slumbering through the game, is costing us. So someone needs to shout at him. Someone needs to do something to jolt him back into life. This was not corrective. This was more destructive. And it was very strange.
I don't think it was great.
It was very strange.
For me, like the only
circumstances.
way I would 100% back and say anything against the reaction would be perhaps the fact that I personally don't think that he was crazy to take the shot. So that argument I will never make. Like Sicho said, I mean, it's fine. He's a striker. He's supposed to score, right? He wants to score. And on top of that, the passing angle wasn't so straightforward.
Exactly what I said.
He had to go
exactly what I said.
Legs.
Yes. I'm coming. Yes.
Exactly.
Again, so there's a player in between them and all of that. But I'm saying that you can put that in isolation and put the player's reaction in isolation as well. And then you would understand both of them. So I completely understand why Jackson took the shot. That's granted. I don't have an issue with that. I'm saying that I also understand the reaction of Cole Palmer, which is where I think we all disagree. And I'm saying that Cole Palmer himself has gone through a certain patch. Even in the first half of that very game, he struggled, admittedly.
Oh, tactical say it wasn't a struggle.
Don't worry.
But you agree he struggled or was?
No. Wait. Didn't I even come and comment on your tweet?
Oh, but I thought the tacticals had changed your mind.
No.
Okay.
No, I thought he struggled in the first half as well. And apart from the first half, I think that the whole of last season, there have been large spells where Cole Palmer has struggled. Yes, has struggled. There's no doubt about that. So he himself is desperate for goals. In the quarterfinal, he was brilliant. He impacted the game in ways that we hadn't seen him do for a long time. You understand? So he himself is desperate for consistency. And goal scoring, we know what it does for a player's own confidence and what have you. So I would understand that he would feel that he was in a better position to score and that Jackson should have passed to him. I get it. I understand that from his perspective. However, I don't think that undoes the justification that Jackson has for taking the shot. But what I think it doesn't do is to paint, or what I think we shouldn't do is to paint Palmer's reaction as if it was some orchestrated incident or occasion to try and add more pressure and highlight the struggles of Jackson.
Whatever Palmer
that's what I'm saying.
Whatever Palmer was thinking,
or wasn't thinking.
In the end, it has put more spotlight on Jackson.
Whether
he meant it or not. We saw the reaction on social media.
No, fair enough.
Yeah, whether he meant it or not.
But I'm saying, yes, fair. No. I mean, that is fair. How the people interpret it is up to the people. It's not up to Palmer.
By the same token,
yes,
having been someone who has gone through that spell where he needs a lift, he should be better placed to understand why Jackson will back himself to take that chance or will feel the need to take that chance. Number two, there were a million times where last season it became painfully obvious that he and Madueke especially would want to take a shot because they were desperate for a goal.
I have seen instances where the same Palmer was very frustrated with Noni for always taking the shot instead of pass.
And Palmer
but his reactions also were measured. I'm saying that his reactions were warranted, but it was an overreaction. I'm not having any issue with his reaction, no.
And
I'm saying that he overreacted.
Palmer himself,
Right.
there were points where he took a shot, he held on to possession longer than necessary. I remember there was one game where I sat here and said, sometimes this guy's decision making mirrors or projects someone who thinks he's better than what he actually is. Because he's attempting to play a certain pass, he doesn't have in his locker. But his teammates do not go off in that manner.
Right.
Because there is a certain mutual respect to a certain degree that I get it. It is Palmer. He may have missed, but
Well, the next season, Joao Pedro, I'm passing him, so baby.
Yeah. But also, sometimes it can also be down to the history. Jackson has had. Look, a lot of the. My personal view on Jackson is that I feel like a lot of the pressure that he's under, especially at the moment, he put it on himself. With those aforementioned two red cards that you referred to. Because that red card against Newcastle was so unnecessary. Then this particular one was also the same. He didn't go for the ball at all. Didn't need to do what he did. It wasn't, there are red cards that are accidental. You can see that the player maybe made a very genuine attempt and he just couldn't have gotten out of the way. So red card. If you look at the two Jackson red card, it was just a case of real silliness. You understand? So I think that's why I tweeted that I feel like he needs a psychologist. He needs to have his mind at the right place. It seems there's so much else going on that is outside of even what's happening on the pitch itself.
I just think,
he needs a new environment.
No, it's a simple matter of
No.
player.
Because some of the incidents that we're talking about, Chelsea hadn't signed the strikers. So
Again,
he had no need to,
Fence.
to do the things that he did. You get what I mean?
The track record is there.
Because
Jackson
the two
has returned
strikers
from
came
injury.
during the Club World Cup.
yeah.
But Jackson's silliness and
But the reason I'm saying
had
he
been
needs-
happening all
the
season.
reason I'm saying he needs a new environment is that now the opportunity to even get onto the pitch and correct those mistakes are gone.
Or are limited.
They are gone. Chelsea,
Limited.
look, Chelsea have not made 90 million, or is it? How much did they pay for the lap? 30 million?
I think
Is it 30 or
plus
50?
No, Joao was
No, I know
50.
yeah, but
The lab was, I think, 30.
they have not made that sort of outlay to come and then keep them on the, at least for next season. Their immediate instinct is going to be to try and get as much value from those two as possible. And in a structure where we expect that one of those is going to start and the other will get rationed minutes, what does that mean for Jackson? I think, look, yes, all of those other issues that need to be resolved have to be resolved, but it needs to happen elsewhere, in an environment where he's having that education or unlearning or whatever it is, but can also get game time because his career at Chelsea is done.
You think so?
I think he's done.
Do you think so?
He's
Like
tech choice
Dan?
now.
It's very difficult
He's-
to see where he will play now. 3 strikers. It's difficult. Last season, Chelsea had 3 strikers on the books. Jackson, Nkunku, because he played up front, and Gui. We never saw game time.
No, only Conference League.
Now
Never
there is
saw
no
game
Conference
time.
League.
There's no conference league.
Oh.
So to have Jackson, Delap, and then Joao Pedro, looks like Joao Pedro will be the starter. Delap is a much better finisher than Jackson. It's very difficult to see where Jackson will play. So
Interesting.
If he's going to get
let's
games, you're
move on.
probably thinking League Cup or FA Cup.
that's not enough for him.
Because you.
Oh, he's Senegal's future.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, let's move on. But on the same subject of Chelsea, were you surprised that they made the Club World Cup final? I was surprised.
If you looked at it at the start of
Yes,
the competition,
at
you'll
the-
be surprised.
Yes.
But as the games went on paper, I think they were
path,
clear. They were expected to beat the teams that they
came up
met.
against.
So I'm not too surprised.
So, rich football competition. Apparently, Chelsea have made over 80 million pounds. That's over $100 million from this competition. They will make an extra 7.5 million pounds. That's like $10 million if they win the final. But standing in their way, of course, is definitely not even arguable anymore. The best team on the continent. In fact, on the globe right now, worldwide, Paris Saint-Germain. And as a Chelsea fan, I'm very afraid of what they are capable of doing. At this Club World Cup, they've given Atletico Madrid 4, Inter Miami 4, Real Madrid 4.
Why are you adding Inter Miami to that list?
But they took 4.
But they took 4. You see, now when I state facts problem, if I state opinion problem,
I assume
they took 4.
I assume you were talking about a credible.
Don't worry, I'm just talking about how they were
The
scoring
margins.
in force.
Uh-huh.
It's all I'm saying.
But Inter Miami not credible.
They have the best player in the world.
They made it to the
They
knockout
have-
rounds.
The best player in the world. And they made it out
Is
of
he
their
called
group.
Rodri?
It's called Lionel Messi.
No, the best player.
Fine, the best player ever.
No, the best player in the world officially is Vinicius Junior. FIFA said it.
Yeah,
FIFA the best. It was Vinicius Junior. Not UEFA Ballon. FIFA.
Not France
So-
Football Magazine.
Listen,
FIFA. The whole FIFA.
guys, so wait. So the point I'm trying to make is this: that Chelsea's path may have been straightforward, as Danny K said, because the team they eventually came up against, they were expected to beat them, and they did. They made the club.
In
World
some
Cup
contests, I
final.
hear people say the Chelsea part was trickier than the other side. I don't know what that means.
No. You see, the thing is that
quarters are those.
yeah,
the Chelsea
hey,
Check the contest. you'll be reading from.
the point.
No, I saw it on X.
Anybody who says
I saw
that
it
Chelsea had an easier path to the
They didn't
final,
say easier. Let me pick the word.
Say
They said
what?
it was trickier. Eli Kondo, I'm on a podcast.
Tricky.
Eli.
Tricky means what?
I record Mallam Goal
The
podcast.
point-
I
the
record
point-
Mallam Goal podcast. I'll
The
call you.
point is that
Alright.
on Chelsea's side of the draw, there was Manchester City 2023 Champions League winners. English giants, coached by Pep Guardiola, who have traditionally given Chelsea all kinds of troubles in the league. In fact, every time they have met. Okay. There was Inter Milan, the Champions League finalists. By that metric, they are the second best team in the whole of Europe. You understand? Inter Miami were no.
So you also agree that side was tricky?
Yeah, very
You,
tricky.
you see what I was saying?
But wait,
I just thought, is it some content say?
Tricky.
Then,
Very
do you know-
tricky.
do you know what he's doing?
Tricky. You understand?
Do you know what he's doing? He's actually giving Chelsea credit for the teams they could have met who they never met.
But the point is that
but
Chelsea
the point is you beat two is in front of
Yeah,
you.
you
on
beat
top of
Chelsea
that,
went down Inter not
okay,
to.
on
Yeah,
top
but I'm
of
saying that
on
he's
top
the
of
one
that-
bringing the team
Yes,
they could have
that's
met.
the point I'm making. On top of that, Chelsea met teams that beat the team they could have met. So
Yeah.
and then the team that eliminated the team they could have met. You know, Chelsea beats them.
Yeah, but it is based on the trends of the.
You see, I don't know any.
No, it is
Let's
based on the
leave that
strength.
side. I want to
Wait.
talk about the more
the point
important
is they are
things.
in the
Based
final.
on the strength of the teams
Two
that
teams
you met.
entered the final.
Yes.
If
The
those teams
competition.
were good enough, they would have
You would have made it there. If Inter were good enough, they would have beaten Fluminense. You are not good enough to beat Fluminense. Chelsea were good enough to beat Fluminense. Then you say Chelsea had an easy path. What about them? If you that you are good, why didn't you beat Fluminense?
Fence,
Nobody
relax,
said-
relax. There were two parts to the final.
Yes.
And then the question people have asked is, which one was easier? It doesn't necessarily mean, once you're asking, making a comparative analysis, one would be harder, one would be easier. It doesn't necessarily take credit from the easier
Actually,
side.
that's the whole point of which one is easier.
No, you can't have a
You only
fair,
give small
you can't have a
credit to
fair,
one
you
team.
can't have a fair analysis that, oh, okay. And in every football competition, when there are knockout stages, we see these things that, oh, this team had an easier path. Whether you like it or not, they are in the final. It takes nothing away from them. But when you want to make the analysis, you're like, oh, this part was easier because of the teams they had to come up against. Or their part was easier because for the team they had to come up against. And Danny said it. For every team that they met on paper, Chelsea looked favorites to go on and win. And they didn't disappoint. That takes no credit from them. So I don't think Chelsea fans should be upset when people compare the two sides of
media, I'm
of
upset. I'm upset. If you don't like the upset, then unupset yourself. The point I'm making is that Chelsea are in the final and other teams are not. Whether you like it or yes, that is what is happening. But that's not even what I want us to talk about. Okay? I don't want us to focus too much on the credible performances of Chelsea, Conference League title, the Club World Cup final, Champions League football. I don't want to focus too much on Enzo Maresca's amazing first season at Chelsea Football Club, where he got silverware, made a Club World Cup final, he's in the Champions League. It's crazy, but I don't want us to focus on that. I want us to focus on the semi-final of Wednesday. Champion. Well, let me start from this side. It hits me today that based on what we have seen so far from the Club World Cup, it looks like no bugger wire Ousmane Dembele is going to win the Ballon d'Or. In fact, the only chance that Kylian Mbappe had of winning the Ballon d'Or was hinging on a successful FIFA Club World Cup. He not only did not underperform, he's also out. Didn't even make the final.
He didn't underperform. He didn't play the tournament.
Hold on. Let me finish. Not only did Kylian Mbappe not underperform, he's also not in the final, in that there is no other chance for him to redeem himself. What by underperformance, I mean what he has done so far is not good enough to put him in there.
A goal in 2 games is not good enough.
No, to put him in the conversation for the Ballon d'Or, to have swung the
That's not underperformance.
That's it. No, what he did, he was supposed. You're not getting. He was supposed to
do what?
do something
He
magical.
didn't play.
That's what I'm saying.
So it couldn't have been an
It's not my fault he didn't play.
So it
The
couldn't have
people
been
are
an
going to vote
underperformance.
for the Ballon d'Or and they're not going to say, oh, but he didn't play.
But so you can't say he underperformed. You know the player who can say he
champion.
underperformed. Vinicius Junior underperformed.
Yeah, you know, try.
Vinicius Junior underperformed
Charlie, my eye.
because he played. But this boy, we didn't play. Akwani, friend is saying, Mbappe, we don't play some safe.
Nobody asked him to get runs too. Do you understand? If you go and you go and see American food and you are eating by heart and you get runs too and you can't play the football, your Ballon d'Or is gone with it. But Ousmane Dembele.
The Ballon d'Or was never for Mbappe. I don't know how trying to force him inside.
Hey.
He not say the thing.
The thing you know they in
He
there.
no be him. But he won't go come.
But-
But Dunyami, he won't go come.
You sure?
Oh,
But after Dembele. But what I really want to talk about is that how Enrique, the machine Enrique has built, it's mind-blowing. Look, as a Chelsea fan, and I'm afraid to come up against Paris Saint-Germain.
Wait, what are we talking about? Are
I'm
we
talking about I'm talking about
Ballon d'Or,
I'm talking about
or
the
we are talking
machine.
about-
The machine.
So we're talking about PSG.
PSG and the game against Real Madrid. Was it a case of PSG we've seen it in this season's Champions League. We've seen it also in the Club World Cup. They have this mechanical way of operating, high intensity, very efficient in their press and what have you. All I want to know is, how did Enrique do this in such a short period of time?
It's not necessarily short. It's 2 years. 2 years is a long time.
Champ, we have seen teams,
Massa.
coaches
They don't reach.
Charlie, Ngoyo.
They don't reach. No, see. I have to make a confession. You know, say Luis Enrique, they my guy.
You know they like him.
You know, say they my
He's
guy.
the friend you love to hate.
He's my guy. And he knows why I fell out of love with him. He knows why. But that's a story for another day.
Now
But
you're
you see-
back in love.
Oh, he's doing the work. You see, to be frank, and I'm actually happy this thing happened because I feel like it's very prevalent in football, in fact, in life.
Mhm.
When a certain narrative has been drawn about you, even in spite of things that are happening, facts, it is still very difficult for people to program their minds to receive the information or the fact that is happening. So because for me, for a very long time, PSG have been good. And let's not, you see, even in the Champions League, PSG have been good. Before Enrique came, they had done, Enrique came to take over when Messi left. So let's take out Messi's 2 seasons. But they had done back-to-back Champions League semi-finals. They had done a final, then they had done a semi-final. And then Messi came and then round of 16. Then they did a semi-final again. And then this time they won the competition.
Yeah.
But PSG have been knocking on the door.
They have been, that's true.
And I was just
Even
doing
with
a-
different coaches.
Even with different coaches. I was doing a comparative analysis between PSG's Champions League journey and Man City's Champions League journey. PSG had performed better in terms of where they were getting
the consistency
knocked out. Yes,
before
and where,
they won.
yeah, how close they were to the title and where they were getting knocked out. That's against Man City. But in everybody's heads, I feel like the world was giving Man City a more realistic chance of winning it than PSG. And I think it also fed into how I view them leading to last season's Champions League win. Yes, they were playing well. Yes, they were blowing teams apart. But you just felt like it's PSG.
There was a doubt.
There was a doubt, constant doubt, until the champion. In fact, we've not had this podcast since the Champions League final.
Yeah.
But the Champions League final, one of the best footballing games I've ever watched in my life.
Bro.
That day on commentary duty, I was not running neutral commentary. I was pro PSG. I was like, you see the ultras, no, the black guy, they sing the ultras. You know that guy? Yeah. I was holding the microphone. I was happy.
Ali, Ali, Ali.
Ah.
Ali, Ali, Ali. Ali, Ali, Ali.
See, so that was football. And for me, in a final against an experienced competitor like Inzaghi, what PSG did, it just brought home, okay, look, this is the real deal. And what they've done
the biggest margin any team has ever won the Champions League.
5-0 and it could have been 7-8.
Yeah.
Look, this team, this PSG team, Boga is an all-timer.
No, it really is.
League, Cup, Champions League, Club World Cup, UEFA Super Cup.
Why the basic Club World Cup?
Come on,
man.
You see,
relax.
I was willing to accept that. I was willing to accept that. When another person starts talking down with Chelsea, then
you don't do anything about it too.
You understand?
The point is,
you go on.
If it doesn't happen, you can always come.
So Spurs slack.
Yeah, I'll go.
How you do that? Why you?
I think what you guys always forget is that Chelsea.
I'm going to be smart guy.
Chelsea.
It's Dutch.
Calm down.
Danike is the first to admit that Chelsea is the one club
you
can never write home.
Oh yeah, that one. But come on, man. See, this team is an all-timer, and see, from Donnarumma's performances this season. To be frank, if you ever wanted to put together a team of the season, they can use the whole PSG team.
True.
No, I'm telling you, and you can.
Every single player.
You can
Maybe
make
the only place you might find someone to put in there is probably centre back. Maybe
centre back Mumu.
Yeah. You said what?
Impako and
what do you say?
I'm saying if you ever are putting together a team of the season, all competitions this season, you can use the whole PSG team. You can argue why
the two
this 11 should represent.
There are two fullbacks. La ilaha illallah.
Look.
Relax.
Maybe Rafinha go come for Carvesquelia.
Kill it. What do you call?
Because check like Lamine Sam Goofy play the right hand side.
Nah, forget.
But Lamine, young player of the year, technical committee looked at it.
Yeah, they say
they say do it. They play ball pass.
You know they the committee inside. So
you know they inside. When the committee inside, Finna go fit come out.
Yeah, that one's safe.
That
one's safe. We go fit agree say.
With maybe Fabian Ruiz then Pedri, but that one safe we go hard. That one to go hard. But the bottom line is an all-timer.
No.
Top class performances from goalkeeper to striker, and they are consistent.
Yes. That's why I was mentioning the 4-4-4-4.
They are consistent. And what I love about teams like PSG, this PSG team, I don't know if you use Bayern Munich when they are buying, they play in gears.
Yes.
You are too known, you collect higher. If you humble yourself, you take it cool. You understand? If you do yourself, there's a contest, there's an OBJ.
If you do yourself like you have 8 Ballon d'Ors.
Oh, Massa, you go take him cool. What that guy say, if you know, go ask him. They give him 8-2. They give him 4-0. When they halftime, no. You see the conversation in the time.
If they give him some 4-0, 3-0 B before.
They give him
4-0, 3-1 B, home and away B, some 7-1, 7-2-1 B.
But that taking quickly was what? 4?
4, yeah.
Quick.
See, so teams like that I like because
you have to negotiate peacefully.
Look, see the way Bayern humble them. Bayern they humble them.
Let's pretend as if we are playing.
The boys say, okay, let's come. But they give 1 red card, 2 red cards. Let's give them.
Let's go another year.
Charlie, I love the team. But you see this PSG,
that's crazy.
It's the arrogance they are playing. They've reached that point where they know they are good and they know they'll beat you. It's just a matter of time and when. But they will beat you and they will beat you good.
So what's what is it?
It's the coaching. It's a coaching. But
And the willing workers.
yes, but for me, what brings everything together is the Portuguese guy in the middle. No?
Vitor Pereira. Vitor Pereira.
Vitinha. He is the cog in the machine.
This one,
Orchestra. It's the way he runs to go and collect the ball. When he give you the ball, if they come home, when he give you, say, Charlie, check passes.
number 6 in the possession center team. As for the passing, we see some before. So what he they do no, it be top level. It's on par with the killers. But you see number 6 where there's a flag that you put the staff there, then the team open.
That's right.
No,
Moses.
like this. Number 6
Weaving.
or Tracer or your winger. The guy they dribble like.
He's very gifted.
See, Vitinha no, you know be now. Look, Vitinha. See, remove. Hey, when bring Rodri inside this team, something will
I
change.
can't believe this guy was at Wolverhampton Wanderers.
That's why I'll credit the coach again. Because I was telling Citroen before it started. I don't know what Luis Enrique saw. That midway through 2 seasons ago, he said, nah, drop deep and play the holding midfield. Vitinha is a number 8. Even Portugal self, we know him. That times, they start because Ruben Neves,
Bruno
Fernandes, then this thing, they play, so he the tap bench. But once that positional change was made, even national team self, they seen that he's an untouchable. He's rare. Like, you don't get it. And physically, he's not that imposing. Yet, the brain, the sense, check the defensive stats. He doesn't need to dirty himself to do the job.
It reminds me of Verratti so much, but he's a much more technically gifted player.
Verratti now,
What do you think? How do you think Verratti would have fared in this Enrique system?
Oh, Booby.
Why?
Okay. Verratti is instinctively careless. Like Pogba. Pogba talent.
Either it takes too much risk, Verratti.
Too much risk. That's the thing.
Yeah,
He can't.
Even on his goal line, you go fit train.
No, you go fit.
The difference
Then you
between-
go worry.
And he's not disciplined with tackles.
That's what he means by
that's
it's
the-
instinctively
That
careless.
is the main
Careless.
thing. But in terms of what he does with the ball,
What he can.
everything
Your
Vitinha
ball.
does, he will do it.
Ball
He's
at
not-
your
he's
ball.
very-
The
In fact,
No.
He's-
No. Defensively, he's not nearly as good as
no, I said
Vitinha.
on the ball.
Yeah.
Defensively, I don't trust him.
No, but on the
But
ball
in
safe.
terms of on the ball
ball safe.
ability, look, he's technically more secured than Vitinha.
Do you think the two of them could
No,
have
but
played together?
when he played, I think they could have played together, and I think he would have
Oh, they
made.
could.
I think if you take in this PSG team, I'm sorry for digressing. If you take this PSG team, you take maybe Jean Neves. No, it's not because he's not great. Like what he does for the team is superb. I think he even gets less credit than what he deserves.
If anything,
And he
I
got-
think you replace Fabian Ruiz.
So maybe Fabian Ruiz, right?
But
The reason why I don't think you place Fabian Ruiz is the balance he brings with it because of his biased left-footedness, and people don't talk about it. It's immense for them a lot. But I'm thinking maybe Fabian, either of them.
Fabian Ruiz, right?
Now, the reason why I'm thinking Verratti balls really well is he doesn't necessarily have to get into positions where he takes the risk that we don't want him to take. So that takes me back to the Euros that Italy won.
yeah,
When
Barella,
Jorginho, and Verratti. And when Jorginho was the one who was like, okay, I'm sitting, I'm doing what maybe Vitinha, not at the Vitinha level, but... And then Verratti had a lot more of the freedom to be a proper number 8.
Yeah.
Didn't have to care too much about what's happening because, of course, when you've got Chiellini, Bonucci, why for defend? So he was just brilliant. But I'm thinking whether Luis Enrique's style and the demand of closing down early and quickly.
I'm looking
he's
at
gonna
the
do it.
question from the lenses of the system.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. That's what I'm asking. In
If
this team.
Verratti comes, something will have to change.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think this is a working system.
But go on your
And
point
see,
on Vitinha.
Look, you Vitinha, you know I love him, but let's put him aside. As a unit, it's very difficult to find weaknesses in this PSG team.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like even defensively.
You can't press them well. When you press them, the way they get out of the press, it's something I like. It's very rare.
Every player in
You
the
understand?
team
Like
is
you
very
press the
comfortable.
fullbacks, the
There's-
midfielders open up.
There's
That's
one
so
weakness. There's one weakness,
Boom.
which is at the moment maybe irreplaceable.
Not
because
first
of how good that person is.
Who the keeper?
Luis Enrique Nyaya, Donnarumma.
Yeah.
No, I know.
But he said it.
But shit.
But yeah.
So if he gets a keeper who is half decent shot stopper, but a baller,
Donnarumma's shot stopping ability.
it makes up for it. No, he doesn't even know Donnarumma's half of Donnarumma's shot stopper because PSG in the short number view.
No, yeah.
Rare. It's rare. Like
That's the point.
it's rare that they concede chances. So if he gets a proper baller as a keeper and a person is decent, it takes the team to another level. I tell you.
Bayern were actually the
I
ones
tell you.
that
No,
won
that-
against them.
I
thought Bayern did decent against them.
they negotiated.
That's right. No, the game we watched.
How did Botafogo beat them?
Oh, but
Oh,
that
one
game,
off.
That game should have been
with
10-0.
that game then takes on
I know.
the small boys.
But it didn't end like that.
Yeah.
no, but that
Right.
game,
And sometimes that's how you lose matches.
Tyru, that game, if it was Donnarumma, Hakimi, Nuno Mensch,
Nah,
Paco,
okay.
Yeah.
Massa, they will collect. This I didn't know they will collect. Now, my uniform, this hour say they test your keeper like this.
So zoom
But look-
into the game against the White Angels.
No, from the start, Madrid knew they will lose.
Yeah, but those two errors.
You see, that's the thing. Oh. That's the thing. How do errors how do they happen?
The Rudiger one was forced.
Both.
Asensio no.
We
Hey, ball control. Oh.
No, as Asensio, he touched small.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Rudiger, yeah, forced error. Got the pressure your man.
The pressure they come down and dare you.
I don't think Rudiger was under more pressure than the quick burst of Dembele when Asensio made that slide.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
As Asensio tapped the ball,
Abab.
but Rudiger didn't put pressure on him.
But his, no.
I figured after the
I
control, you should
understand
have
you.
cleared it.
Yes.
But the extra touch,
Yes.
Wait,
Yes. So I'm saying
Dembele
that
just
Asensio's problem, the first one was an unforced error in
Yeah.
tennis language.
yeah.
Nobody forced him.
Yeah.
But like
That's
you
it,
said,
touch small.
the moment he made the mistake,
They were
PSG
there.
if you slack. they will
challenge.
punish you.
But see-
As for Rudiger, you could see the guy coming. He was thinking too much.
See, the thing, I'm looking at this, forget the individuals. The system, no, first you have to find the weakness
Yes.
in the system. And the system, no, Charlie,
Mm.
UEFA for dope them with them for check something.
You bab.
No, see,
I see some video.
they don't stop.
Dembele was pressing like 3 players at the same time.
Now the belly do
but-
that times.
Okwa, sir.
But you see, on a
Stay at
level,
one place there.
you see, on a level, what they are doing is not normal for 2 reasons. Their first game of the season was in the second week of August last year.
Yes.
We're in the second week of July. They are playing
That's
with the
11 months.
same intensity. 12.
I mean,
They are playing with the same intensity as.
Not
And
necessarily.
the Dembele situation, he just came back from injury. Per normal recovery trends, he's not supposed to be at this optimum level to be able to
bro,
execute
against Real Madrid,
the
he was
press.
next level.
Like
But you see,
if we are going by conventional knowledge of how players recover and how long it takes them to get into, especially for high pressing teams.
What injury did Dembele carry? I'm not sure the injury.
because it was right after the Nations League.
Yeah,
It
was in the Nations League.
It was in the Nations
The
League.
semis. The
The
semis.
absence wasn't that long. It
It
wasn't.
was the
that
semis.
long.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure
but I'm
what
saying that
injury that was.
this was like his first starts.
Yeah, this was his first.
This was
start,
first, but he had
can't-
made
yeah.
cameo roles the
Cameo
last
20
3 games. or so.
So to be honest, I didn't expect that he would be at that level. What gave me the assurance was because of his importance to what they do. If he's not able to execute those pressing triggers, Enrique would not risk him. He would not start him. So the moment he started me, I said, okay.
No, but see, the press. You see, it's not just Dembele. It's the unit and how well orchestrated it is. And the thing too is, you see, is how well they keep the ball. So they conserve a lot of energy. They are not the ones chasing the ball during the 90 minutes. They are the ones dictating the tempo. So they decide when they want it quick, when they want it slow. And when you keep the ball that well, in the small bits and pieces of the game where you need to exert energy, you've already conserved a lot. So it's easier for you to do. But still, you see, the doping, no, like, this is just a wild theory because the team is
they
crazy.
don't go there.
No, I'm not
because
saying I'm not saying they are doping.
I don't
But,
think it's a conversation we should be entertained.
okay, I'm just saying that. You see, the pressing way
Uh-huh.
is mental. orchestrated. You need to know
It's not
when.
physical.
It's not just physical.
Necessarily.
It's not. You can have energy, but you don't know when to do it.
Energy.
Energy. You understand?
Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes, Kamaldeen, Mason Mount. You can have bursts of energy, but you don't know when and when not to. But these guys are in sync every time. And they suffocate even the best. Look, teams they play ball. Look, Arsenal struggled to build from the back. The times where PSG said we will apply pressure, Arsenal struggled to build from the back. And that's serious. Because Arsenal are comfortable. And what he has that maybe Pep Barca. Every player, as I was saying, every player on the pitch by the goalkeeper is very comfortable on the ball. So it doesn't matter whether they are outnumbered in certain situations. They can always take a touch, an extra touch, and they are comfortable waiting for the best opportunity to release the ball. So it's look, he's built a proper team, like defense, offense, proper transition, proper team. And I really wish Pep's Man City were
at that level.
So
The
that
optimal level,
so that we'll see a matchup. Because right now, it's very difficult to see a team that can match up. But that brings me to Sunday's final. See, Chelsea.
Thank you. Tell them.
It's hypothetical, but it is possible.
You are a fool.
The last time someone said it is possible.
Yeah, that's why I used them. It is possible.
Yeah, he's a fool.
See, look. This Maresca team, they have his imprint on them, but they are very dynamic.
Very.
He can change. You don't know what Maresca is going to do. It will carry a certain philosophy, but how to shape up certain small instructions can change.
I think the saying is that you don't know who Chelsea will show up.
But see, when I look at the profile of midfielders they have, Chelsea can worry PSG small. Like they can worry. Physically, Enzo, Caicedo, I don't know if Lavia will be fit to start the game.
May not be.
But Enzo, Caicedo, physically, they can give it to you. 90 minutes, they can cope. I don't know if they can chase the ball for 90 minutes, but they can match in terms of physicality. And on the ball too, they can hold their own. I'm not saying that they can't outpossess
They're not
PSG.
technically better.
Yes, but they can
decent.
hold their own.
Yes.
And Chelsea have outlets.
True.
That thing, you need it. Chelsea, they have the outlets.
Very
Now,
direct outlets.
During the season, before the Arsenal game, I said physicality is one of PSG's weaknesses. But Arsenal were only able to use it to a certain point. And then 5 you like Paco, you go play on Sunday.
He's
Paco go play.
suspended. He's still
Is
suspended.
it 2 games?
It's 2 games.
His was 2 games.
Okay.
He and Tio are both suspended.
So there's a chance. There's a chance because he usually does like the physical duels in the PSG backline. If Chelsea can force this game to be very physical, and I'm saying they have the drop
Because up front,
João Pedro is strong.
Very.
Like
He's a fighter.
he's strong. But all these things I'm saying, Cole Palmer,
Is the key.
it's not necessarily the key. The work he will have to do
That's what I'm saying.
off the ball
Is the key.
in that game is very key. If Cole Palmer slacks, he has to be willing
walks
to
around.
Massa. He has to be
Chelsea
willing
will
to
collect.
Hey! Because Sunday, see, let me just conclude by saying all these things I'm saying. No, Luis Enrique, he has seen it. He has plan A, plan B, C, D, around to like X. Or he see Maresca.
But we are the only ones who have Luis Enrique's presentation.
No, as for the presentation, they get them.
It is there.
He present
The
so
presentation is there. We'll give it to Enzo Maresca.
Just before
yeah,
he
Jumano.
rejected Chelsea, he do the presentation.
Chelsea
When they tell
rejected
us,
him.
No, he rejects you.
Okay,
you
Obi and fan of the year.
buy players give away. See,
Obi and fan of the year.
But at the end of the day, the gears thing I'm talking about, PSG have a solution for almost every situation. And because of how efficient their system is, we are hoping that there will be lapses. That's why I'm saying Chelsea can, because I'm hoping that because they are human. But they've not been human for a very long time.
You know what
I don't
gives
think
me
Sunday is a day they are going to be
What gives
human.
me hope is the Liverpool game against them over 2 legs. There were openings. There were chances.
There were chances in the second leg, over 2 legs.
There were.
That Elliott
there
thing,
were
no.
opportunities.
That Elliott thing, you know,
You see, the thing is that I'm trying to say that the thing is that Real Madrid and they didn't even get the chance. The opportunity.
No, but Real Madrid in the opening, they were making noise small. But you know,
hey, wait. Here's a tricky question for you. Now, tricky. Luis Enrique's PSG, Pep's Barca.
No, I think Pep's better.
Which of Pep's passes?
Really?
2011.
The ultimate Pep better.
2009,
I think there is that.
2011.
I think there is that. Like,
That 3-year team.
Luis Enrique and Barca and Pep in 2011.
no, I prefer Luis Enrique's Barca. They were more exciting to watch for me. They were more exciting. They were more dynamic. Like they were on another level. That team was as about one of the best teams I've watched. And they are
That 2015 team.
yeah, there are resemblance. There's a resemblance between that team and this PSG team. Slight one. That Pep team, I think, is more efficient and effective, right?
That team is a
than this
fantasy team.
Like, look, Xavi, Iniesta,
Busquets.
Busquets at their prime.
And they also had the same fullback.
You've got Dani Alves. You've got Dani Alves. Yeah, you've got Messi. You've got Pedro. You've got David Villa.
Yeah.
Like that team was, and at that time, and at the time, to be honest, not too many teams knew how to deal with
Suarez,
teams that pressed, that kept the ball that much and pressed that much.
yeah.
Not many teams were playing out from the back, so many teams struggled. So there's credit to this Luis Enrique team because in this era, almost every team knows what pressing is, knows what it triggers and how to bypass presses, yet they do it effectively. That's what I'm saying. Like there is some credit to this team and they're effectively good. But I'll still pick that Pep Guardiola's team, only marginally above Luis Enrique's PSG team. But Luis Enrique's Barcelona team is my ultimate.
But wait, too.
That 2015
The only
team.
reason, personally, the only reason I would choose that Pep team is because he had Messi.
Yeah. That's he had stress.
Yeah, that's
But
the Messi
I
fact.
think, look,
But if you take Messi
yeah,
from that 2011 team
Yeah.
and you put him in this PSG
I picking
team,
Kvaratskhelia ahead of
David Villa.
David Villa when he played wide.
yes.
I still pick David Villa.
2011 David Villa.
Yeah.
I know say cast sometimes say they know they play.
Oh, that was 2012. See, that
No,
2011. That 2011 team.
You know
they
the
would
goal he
play.
scored in the final, he had ended like some wild good route.
Yeah.
They know
I-
the sit
yeah,
up.
He
Like,
wasn't.
he was
because
good,
he
but-
was- yeah. I mean, it was effective for the system, but
Yeah. I'm saying me, if I will take Messi from that 2011 team,
Yeah.
replace him with no. I'll take Messi from
So,
that team.
no.
I'll push the belly to I'll send Due there.
Let's start with
Kvaratskhelia.
let's start with the back. Abidal.
No, Nuno Mensch.
You know mention of Abidal.
I'll take Nuno Mensch.
Really?
Yeah, I'm looking at this season Nuno Mensch against
Okay.
2011.
not what Abidal
Not
achieved.
what Abidal
achieved. You're talking about that 2011
That
season. Who would have been a
2011
better
season.
outlet at the left side? It's going to be Nuno Mendes for me for sure.
What about Abidal in 2009? It's still Pep's team. That's what I'm looking at.
See, the difference.
Yeah, Pep team was over 3 years.
Yes.
But there was a Pep team that was very untouchable. In 2009, we thought it was a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
That was virtually the first season. They were brilliant, yes,
Yeah.
but they were like, but it really perfected in 2011.
2011.
They were a lot better in 2011.
The
It was
Wembley
different.
final.
That was different.
Fair.
Also, the difference between
Marquinhos Piqué.
just a point on
I'll
the
pick
field.
Piqué for sure.
The difference between Enrique's fullbacks in this PSG team and why for me we have seen an all-timer performance that we perhaps will never see before is that these were not guys who were involved in the making of goals. They made a habit of scoring big goals in big games. Never in history. Maybe if you look at
How do you mean?
as the season progresses, maybe in some league game or some FA Cup league games, no. But across Champions League, domestic league, in the most important games, Nuno Mendes is scoring. Hakimi is scoring. So you can talk about
Yeah, I saw some comparative numbers.
Hakimi Daniel Alves? Why are you picking?
Hakimi. So that's why I'm saying that those
2011
players,
Daniel Alves, I'm taking Daniel.
So
Alves.
I'm
100%.
yeah.
those
I'm taking
players
Daniel Alves.
were excellent. What these guys have taken to the next level, the idea that the coach will trust his fullbacks to be that advanced and that repeatedly they are scoring a goal in the Champions League. Look, even Pep, in his most adventurous states, Klopp, in the Champions League semi-final, in the final, they will not dare do the things that Enrique has done with fullbacks in the season we have seen.
Look, on this Hakimi and Dani Alves thing,
Mhm.
the reason why for me Dani Alves is the GOAT and will forever remain the GOAT of right backs. So careful, no. That one day we will have that debate. We will have that debate, but it's like Aura but Dani Alves.
He's my favorite fullback
At the time,
of all time.
20, we still had raw, explosive wingers.
Yeah.
Football was still playing like that.
Yeah.
And Dani Alves was tested, isolated and tested one-on-one.
Yet, on the other end, it was defensively and offensively.
Defensively or offensively,
That's a good
solid.
point.
So as for but Hakimi, we've seen him.
I don't think Alves has a weakness in his game as a fullback.
No,
I think he's about one of the most complete fullbacks I've ever watched.
Complete footballers, full stop.
Yeah, because and I think if Alves had a coach who allowed him to get into the position where Hakimi gets, he scores more goals than Hakimi.
Yeah.
Because his technique
And
is
you know what's
different.
crazy? I remember him from Sevilla.
Yeah. He was a winger.
Yeah.
Alves was a winger. Like Alves was a winger.
Korea.
He won
he was
the
a winger.
UEFA Cup
Yeah.
He was
with
a winger.
Sevilla even before.
Yeah.
So even before he went to Barca, he was a top dog.
Yeah, he was a winger
No, Barca took him to a different level.
for sure.
But hold on, no. This is the real debate. Busquets, Vitinha. That's the real debate. That's the real debate.
Oh, me, I've picked already. I don't know why you would.
Why would you wait? It's not an easy decision.
You know what I was watching that this face. Look.
Hey, Sergi.
Wait.
Oh my God.
Look. For again, and this is where it comes down to how the two coaches have shaped up their teams.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a straight pick because I don't think Vitinha would have been as good in that Barca team,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think Busquets can play in this PSG team.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
understand, but that's not the conversation.
No, but that also informs. Like they are both great, right? You see, they are
So we're
ones that,
looking at what each has done in their teams, and then
No,
who has had the.
for me, I've already told you that Barcelona team for me was better than this team. And
but
Busquets
the
played
work Busquets did.
Yeah, ultimately, I think it's
But
better
you
than
see-
what Vitinha
But
did.
you see, if you look at the individual performance on its own, it's very tempting to say, in fact, Busquets is better.
Yeah.
But if you look at the significance of each individual's contribution to their
To
team,
the team and the players around. See, let me
To their team.
answer the question by saying
Busquets
that.
didn't have the impacts that Vitinha is having on PSG.
That's not true.
Let me.
Everything for,
Was
with
him.
Barca. Everything went through him.
He
Everything
dictated
went
There's a
and
reason
he sets
Barca
the
became
tempo.
as good as
No, even
they were.
Vitinha is playing like this because he was Busquets.
That's true.
Like
But I'm
Vitinha's
saying
imagination is Busquets.
See, I'm saying that everything you said is true. But the reason why, and strictly according to this debate, I will choose Vitinha is that Xavi and Iniesta in front of Busquets. Me, if I stood in that midfield, I'll look decent. Anybody, any half decent footballer who had Xavi and Iniesta in front, I'm not taking anything away from Busquets. I'm saying that.
Keita wouldn't survive.
So
that.
in that, no,
Same
no,
Keita.
Yeah.
He did.
He did very
He was
well.
a big part player.
No, when he played,
no.
natural.
In which games?
When he played,
no,
he
when
looked
he played, it
natural.
was very good.
Hang on a minute.
But I was gonna say this. I was just gonna say that I want us to make small progress. I was gonna bring up two other players, Xavi, Jean Neves, and then Iniesta, Fabian Ruiz.
No,
there's no
The
conversation.
two of them were
There's no
Xavi,
conversation.
Iniesta, clear.
It's not a comparison.
There's no
That
conversation.
means that okay, the young boy,
It's not a comparison.
Leo and Osman.
No, wait.
Osman plays down the middle. Messi played down the middle to that season.
Yeah, he did.
But let's do it.
The first nine. No, the first nine.
You see?
We can do it.
It's the fourth guy. No.
It's not a comparison.
No.
In fact, from after the defense, Barca shades in
Thank you very much.
like the
You know,
midfield. Where
No,
PSG
if you
will
are-
get is
even the
left.
defense cry, and I'm very surprised. Even the defense, I'm very surprised that you guys easily dismiss Piqué for
I pick
Marquinhos.
No,
I pick
Piqué ahead of Marquinhos.
Ah,
You
okay.
didn't-
But
also, you didn't get
I'll
to-
pick Pacho over
Pacho
Puyol.
Puyol.
Yeah.
And that Puyol.
Yeah.
Carlos.
No, Puyol
Yeah.
was much better in season.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
talking
talking 2011. No.
2011.
We're talking
2011. Yeah. 2011
Yeah.
Puyol.
I don't think, look, if we are being
And
fair,
Donnarumma will be
there's
the
not
goal.
one position where
Yeah,
the PSG
Donnarumma will be in the
players
Donnarumma will
should
be
be
in the
starting.
starting.
Me. My goalkeeper is Donnarumma. My right back is Hakimi. Nuno Mensch.
You know, Menje, you start for me.
Pacho and then Puyol.
Not Piqué.
And then and
Pacho and Puyol, no
Pacho
Piqué.
and
Sorry, I was
Piqué.
saying Piqué. And then the midfield, Vitinha and the Barca 2.
Between over Busquets.
Yes.
And then Xavi.
That's
and
sacrilegious.
And then Xavi Iniesta. Then Messi.
down the middle.
Yes.
Pedrito over who? Over Doué.
No, wait. Messi. 2011 is...
Pedro.
2011 is
Pedro, Messi,
Pedro,
David
Villa.
Villa.
Messi, Pedro, Kvaratskhelia.
I'm not picking Kvaratskhelia over David Villa.
No way.
See,
Freaking
see, you are confusing that 2010
No.
20.
No, we are talking 2011.
Do you remember that before?
Kvaratskhelia is...
Before the
Yeah.
final. Do you remember that before the final? Villa had this long...
Yeah, he had not scored.
No.
No,
About 4 months or
he wasn't scoring, but he was playing well. And he kept playing. See.
Wait.
All right. Okay. You know what? It's yeah. No, no.
But if Kvaratskhelia was playing with Messi and Koshe go back.
What for would there?
Kvaratskhelia.
Koshe go back compo.
Wait, in that match.
With Messi.
Hey, that Messi. Unsebi. And then who they score? It be Ipe they score the goal. If Kvaratskhelia was playing,
Yeah,
I say
because
it's
Pedro
Dembele. Pedro was even score. You think it was Dembele who would drop and then Kvaratskhelia and then Doué will come. Unsebi.
All right. The two of you.
Messi go fit drop.
Oh my
Remember,
God! Remember, see if
remember.
Messi drop can't take the ball, he go take give. I be down it.
You go take give am.
The man the back. Go and say, "Only be say until Suarez ni name no many
Yeah, like where
When
he
they
started.
do, yeah,
No,
it
you know me say them them be fadis.
They be parties where he started sharing them.
They be
But I
buddies.
can Messi Suarez say,
Nigeria name my fool.
This is-
Before Neymar come, Neymar talk say, oh, Messi.
"Yeah, Messi." You know,
Wait, started
you
pass.
forget say, you forget say Leo.
Make no difference.
Some season me, Leo see say Ronaldo go chop the pichichi. Wait, that's Suarez say whatever we go do, make a chop. When Suarez they ahead of him by 8 goals. He get penalty push for Suarez make Suarez go score them things. We can say David Villa in time when Messi they go one but down.
All right, guys. Any quick thoughts on the final?
Look, I think PSG are an ultimate team, yeah. PSG. And I started respecting PSG from January. I thought I saw the year on the podcast that we should keep an eye on Luis Enrique was doing something.
Yeah.
The thing about PSG is, and Daniel said it, you don't see the weaknesses in the team. And people don't even give them the credit for how well they defend. I'm not talking about pressing. But when their back is against the wall, when teams are, and I don't agree that PSG are not a physical team. João Neves is not a big frame, but he's very physical.
I say Paco and
You know, even they look like they are physical. So when you see them now in your
But there are
mind,
degrees to it.
look, I think João Neves,
rough.
Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz, they are very physical. They are very, like when they are off the ball and they are chasing balls and they are getting stuck into tackles. They don't. In João Neves, when he jumps off the ground, he goes very high. He's very good in the air. He doesn't get credit for that.
He scores a couple of headers, yeah.
When he's jumping, he's claiming balls. He's very good with it. He has a very good leap about him. I think because of their frames, there's
A tendency.
It's like when Busquets was playing, many people thought Busquets wasn't physical, but he was very physical.
Okay.
Right? And even for the way they play, the way they're able to shake off players, you need a certain level of physicality to be able to do the things that they do. So I think that this PSG team is just been properly coached into a scary system. And I said after the Champions League that, look, any team that would have met PSG on that day in the Champions League final, it might not have been 5, but more than 3 that you would take. Like, they were too good on... The next perfect team or performance I've seen close to that was City against Madrid at Etihad. But this one was neutral ground. No, that game be different.
That they make it humble.
See, that game be different. Forget Aura. Forget Sum. Forget everything. City Madrid Etihad. 4-1 or 4-0.
4-0. Yeah, you know score so.
Bro, forget it. That game was the most
something.
perfect football match I had seen until...
That's your fantasy game.
See, it was the most perfect I had seen until PSG took on Inter. But even now, I still rate that City in game over the PSG game. See, that's City performance.
Hey, come back here.
No, that game. Let's talk about that game.
About PSG.
No, that game was so.
We're talking about PSG.
But like, so I've seen Chelsea play.
Yes.
And look, they've had to beat teams that are in front of them. They've had to. It's not their fault that they made the team that they met. And Daniel said
When people say that to suggest the teams they've met are not good enough. They didn't really test Chelsea, it must be said. They didn't really ask Chelsea a lot of questions. Okay.
Even when they get behind PSG, they've got Donnarumma. He makes incredible saves.
That's true.
I don't think Chelsea have got one on their end.
No.
For
Chelsea goalkeeper
a game that we expect that Chelsea's goalkeeper would be busy, you would want your goalkeeper to at least earn you some points. Like to see what the Donnarumma save he made in the game against Dortmund. That is an equivalent of a goal. At the end of the game, when Madrid were down by a man, Donnarumma makes a save. Otherwise, the game goes into extra time. And from that point in, Dortmund have a man advantage. You don't know where they get. No, Dortmund. The Dortmund game.
I thought when you mentioned extra man, I thought you were talking about a red card.
No. Dean Howson got a red card. You remember?
Yeah.
You remember the Dortmund game? And then Sabitzer struck a brilliant ball. Courtois makes the save. Otherwise, it's
that's how you confuse it.
No, mention Courtois. Okay, so I'm talking about that game, Courtois. It makes a brilliant save. That is a point. I don't
He's
think
talking
Chelsea
about goalkeepers winning
points. Yes, and winning.
Points.
Yes, and Chelsea don't have that. The other problem again for me is Chelsea's centre back partnership. Still doesn't look solid.
No, I agree.
But you're going to play against a team that is incredibly dynamic, and the front three just it doesn't matter how.
What is Chelsea's strongest? Not back four, back two.
They don't have one. But with what is
on paper, what should be?
On paper, perhaps it could have been Cowell and Fofana if Fofana was healthy.
If he was fit.
It looks like that could work, right? I think Cowell is growing into a very fine defender. He's still got parts of his game that he has to iron out, but he looks like he could be.
Fofana's been out for more than a year.
Yeah, he came back and quickly went off.
More than a year. He came back, then
and it went off again.
By no chair. They come back.
He came back with no chair.
I think he played about like.
He no chair.
No chair.
Fofana.
So you are not too sure who that is. And again, Chelsea's right hand side, Gusto or Reece James coming against. If James is strong and healthy, he's got the physicality to go with him. But does he have the stamina and endurance over the period, considering how his injury problems has been? So I think there are genuine questions around Chelsea's team. Look, I've not seen a team. That's why PSG are different. Whose attackers work harder than their defenders. Kvaratskhelia, Doué, and Dembele, they work harder than Nuno Mendes and Hakimi. They work harder than Nuno Mendes and Hakimi.
Every time
they have to, for the sake of
they have to.
And every time somebody mentions the hard work, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but every time someone mentions hard work of their front three, my mind quickly goes to that Enrique video.
Talking about Mbappe.
Yes.
Yeah. And
like every time. So like everything makes sense suddenly.
You make like say Enrique no can meet Messi for that team inside.
Like with Saka, man.
The fourth ones, the year they won the treble.
Yeah.
2015, 5 for Barca.
Yeah.
It's him. But Barca, Messi just had a bigger consistency.
Yeah.
At PSG, go mafia.
The ultra Saka.
Yeah, so friends, I think obviously PSG are favorites. I think they will win. What for me, Chelsea will be, and it's a game, it's a football game, anything could happen. Red card could happen, a penalty here and there, and all of a sudden PSG can't find their rhythm, Chelsea will destroy them, everything. All things be equal, PSG are favorites to win.
Of course.
Now, if I am Chelsea, I'm going there to win, but of course, I want to learn a thing or two about my team and how strong we are when we go into the Champions League, because we are playing against the best team in the world.
True.
Chelsea have
will be at their best.
Yeah, for sure on Sunday. And Chelsea have got decent combination of midfielders, Caicedo, Palmer, and then Enzo. And here's the thing. Caicedo and Enzo have got a lot of work to do, because what Danny expect Palmer to do, he won't do it. He can't do it. He doesn't do it.
I know they
and nobody can do it. Do you know why? Vitinha's number DM no. It is a free roll number 6.
True.
So you can't man mark him or
I've been trying to figure out the
It's a free roll number 6.
Number 6, yeah.
Right? So if you're asking Palmer to do a job on him, he will end up he can't do it. Right? So for me, I think that Chelsea need to take their chance when they have them, but the problem will be Donnarumma. Ultimately, Daniel said all that there has to be said about this PSG team. And for me, PSG, I think, are going to win it. But that shouldn't take anything away from what Chelsea have done in this competition. And if Chelsea go on and win it, then that is going to be a massive, massive statement for Maresca and the club. But the odds are against them. But that is why it's football. when Chelsea are their back are against the wall, that is where they normally flourish. When Chelsea are favourites for most of the time, they don't even do too well. It is when Chelsea look like, okay, we are a big club, but we are not fancied. That is where they go there and they smash things. So
Like when some people say we are the best team in the world, it is our home, our trophy.
yeah, Bayern Munich Champions League final, like that kind of thing. Like that is where Chelsea do their stuff, you know. And so we'll see how that game goes. But I just don't see it.
Archu?
There is not a scenario where Chelsea wins. Like, let me disabuse your mind of it.
No problem. Chelsea fans. Not when. I beg you to Papa. If Chelsea wins the trophy, I know I'll put Achu's address in the description so that you people will find him and give him correct beatings. Thank you.
But what do you think? Do you think Chelsea will win?
I agree with what you said. It's football. Anything is possible. Crazier things have happened.
You're hanging on hope.
And when it is Chelsea, anything is possible. Wallahi. Anything is possible.
What's the meaning of Wallahi Talai?
Wallahi talai. It means wallahi talai. Anything is possible. They did it in Munich. Chelsea had no reason, no business to beat Bayern Munich in 2012 at the Allianz Arena in the form in which Bayern came into the Champions League final with. Chelsea had key players suspended without John Terry, without Ivanovic, without Meirelles. Say it for me, Portuguese. Thank you.
Now you are going to use.
Hold on. No, I have not finished the player that were missing. And with that, the guy who scored against Barcelona,
Ramirez.
he was also missing.
You've forgotten the guys who were.
Have you seen this? Have you seen this before? We gave a player his debut in the Champions League final. A player from the Chelsea Academy who had not played a minute of Champions League football his entire career. But we had so many suspensions, we said, hey, come and start. You know who I'm referring to?
Ram Bertrand.
Thank you very much. And Chelsea still won the Champions League. No Meirelles, no Ramirez, no John Terry, no Ivanovic. All starters. Chelsea against Barcelona, the semi-final of that very season. One man down.
Why are you giving us a history lesson?
I'm telling you why you should not write off Chelsea.
You're asking him his opinion. He's telling you Chelsea will win. You're telling him why he should think Chelsea will win. Why?
Okay, fine. Tell me why Chelsea.
Are you that paranoid about your own club?
Go on.
It's like you have to remind yourself all the.
I won't talk again. Well, Benfica not supposed to end the case in 2013 in the Europa League final.
No, they were not. They were playing against a better team.
At where?
Chelsea is facing Benfica.
And they are telling
you know they rate your team. You know they rate your
end the
team.
case because they've got that top striker.
That season, do you know that season Chelsea did?
Who was their striker?
Do you know that?
Do you know that it was like 30 years, 31
Grow rough.
My brother, do you know that season Chelsea
But
finished
I got
third in the
penalty
Champions
shots
League group? Third.
But they played in Europa League. You played in Champions League.
And we finished third.
And they started. If they were good, would they play in Europa League?
Now yes, sir.
Now what's on Champions League?
The Champions League, do you know that year went to play it because we won the previous competition? In the league, we finished like 6th or 7th.
If you shine, will you win Champions League?
Go on. I should go on. Sorry.
He has already handled the Chelsea and PSG.
Thank you.
I was in this very seat when I told you that they will win the Champions League.
Okay.
And it was after they had lost the first league to Liverpool.
True.
You remember?
I remember clearly. Yes. You said it.
There is something Daniel said at the beginning that resonates with me so well.
Mm-hmm.
Because PSG had been inconsistent for so long a time,
Mm-hmm.
it was difficult for people to accept the reality that, yes, they have arrived.
Mm-hmm.
So, even when they kept beating teams, everyone reminded us that against Arsenal's physicality in the league phase, they struggled. When they beat Liverpool, they said, but Liverpool had chances in the first 15 minutes.
True.
Forgetting that Dembele had a chance he could have scored after PSG went a goal up. That game should probably not have even gone to extra time.
Mm-hmm.
Then when they eliminated Aston Villa, they said, the way Aston Villa ended the game, a more experienced team will eliminate PSG. I said, okay. When they beat Arsenal in the first league, everyone said, Partey did not play.
Yes.
Partey came.
That's them 2 goals.
It's like at every stage,
There's always a reason
to
try to discredit them.
They meet Inter, so I can't talk plenty.
Look,
I can't talk, say, and Dima Kunin 5.
Inter was perhaps the only team where it was justified, where the skepticism.
5, quick.
But look, credits where it is due. If Mbappe had been in this team, they would not have achieved what they have achieved. They would not have been able to execute their game plan the way they do it if Mbappe had been there. The very conflict that made it impossible for the two of them to live together harmoniously is what would have undermined this. You see the video you referenced. Mbappe no answer. Alonso is going to have a... Right now, the problem Enrique was facing is now going to be inherited by Alonso.
Which is
Good luck to him. Trying to talk Mbappe
into working for the team.
Yes.
Alonso carry is inheriting a Carlo Ancelotti problem. Yeah.
And you see, what he has managed to get Dembele to do, no coach has been able to do that. He's been able to do two things. Until Enrique arrived, Dembele's entire career has been he frustrating people. The reports that he doesn't sleep because of that. He's always getting injured and he doesn't have enough rest and all of that. And how he's never really been able to live up to his potential. But credit to him, we are seeing a Dembele that is not only staying fit and producing, but in an act of humility, he's putting in more defensive shifts than he's ever done in his career.
It's crazy.
And you see, this isn't like someone who was like Bobby Firmino or someone who had shown the tendencies at another club. And so maybe the coach could look at it and say it will work. He has been equipped in line. I don't think anyone expected Dembele to be able to do this kind of job. Yes, attacking wise, he's possibly the most gifted right winger in the last 5 or 6 years. On natural talent.
Didn't Barca buy him for some record fee? So his talent has never been
in doubt.
Yeah.
So maybe another coach could get more out of him purely on the offensive side, even as a false nine. But what he does off the ball, the responsibility he takes, the humility he exhibits in working as hard as a left back, a right back, or a centre back. Look, it is not something. Remember the Samuel Eto'o?
It's not something. Finish it.
No, it's not something. I was going to say
it's not something. Then he stopped and
no,
said,
I was going to say it is not something everyone would do.
Thank you.
I remember the perfect example.
So be finishing your sentences. That's what I'm saying. So congratulations.
Samuel Eto'o told us
Yes.
that Rafa Benitez, in his first tactical meeting with Inter Milan, he told Eto'o that he needed him to drop deeper and help and put in more shit. And he said he wanted clarification on whether to drop deep to combine with his teammates. He said no, he wanted him to work hard. He said, I do that only for Mourinho.
Wow.
Not for every man. It just goes to show you how difficult it is to convince players at this level, who are among the best in the world, especially the attackers or the forwards, to abandon what is their nature, to take on additional responsibility like that kind.
So willingly.
Because
he's so enthusiastic in doing it.
Look,
it's like that's what he was born to do. Like,
and you see, the other side of it isn't just convincing the player to do it. How many times have we not seen coaches with their tactics and fixation with players working hard run players into the ground with injuries?
And that's what I was going to say, that the biggest credit to Dembele hasn't even been the football he's played. It's the fact that he's actually been fit. Availability. It's something we've never had from him in probably the last 5 years. But he's been so available this...
Enrique deserves, if you want to bring any example of excellent man management, he's a walking example of that.
True.
And I'm happy that now everyone is left with no choice than to accept that they are not only a great team, but we are looking at an all-timer team.
Yeah.
Even if next season doesn't match what they've done this season, they've done it. They've reached that all-timer. They've achieved it.
They've had the ultimate season.
Because look, I was looking back at some of their performances in the last 8 years. They've beaten Barca 4-1 twice in the last 4 years. They've beaten Real Madrid 3-0 in the same period. If you add the 4-0 from yesterday.
Wow.
Yes. They've made 4 Champions League semi-final appearances before this final in the last 6 seasons alone. Yet, there was always a feeling that everyone just was quick to dismiss them. Look, there is only one reason why Madrid and Barca fans and fans of the big clubs didn't like PSG. And it's the same reason people didn't like Chelsea in the beginning. It's the same reason people didn't like Man City in the beginning. It is because you can't believe them.
True.
Nobody can buy a PSG player as we speak. If they don't want the player, yeah, you will go.
Yeah.
But Real Madrid, your aura doesn't.
No.
Entrap Paris won, Barcelona did. Remember when the Barca were doing their skirmishes around Verratti and PSG? They have.
Wasn't that the time they said PSG went to buy Neymar?
Yeah.
That was it. It was more like revenge.
Joke.
Yes, it was like revenge. Oh, really? You want to come and take our player? We'll show you where power lies.
Hey, but it be crazy.
Yeah, they don't want to buy.
Then Barca used the Neymar money to go and buy Dembele. Only for Dembele to leave and go back to PSG and go and win.
Oh my God.
You know what's worse?
And since then, Barca no win champions.
No, you know what's worse? They take Neymar money, go buy Coutinho. Where Coutinho work. Coutinho go buy and transport them 8-2. Where they buy them booze. Them booze come. They don't take do anything. Where them booze go. Charlie.
Where since that they don't win champions?
Hey, but nothing the vex part the
Check like PS and come by me.
But nothing the vex part the Coutinho situation you just spoke about.
Oh yeah,
how we go buy player for record fee? You don't do it, then we loan up. Then you go another club.
And he scored twice on the day.
Yeah.
He scored. He scored.
He come from bench, can score 2.
He scored.
Kuti.
Yeah, Kuti.
And that complete clause in that loan.
So he could play.
No, but UEFA, you can't do that in UEFA competitions. UEFA there.
Yeah, you
Give the team register.
You go free play.
We will play fucking.
Chelsea tried to do to Atletico in 2014. You know work.
Yeah.
UEFA tell Chelsea to care.
Courtois was on loan.
Yes, Atletico.
Yeah.
They say make come out for them. Courtois can't stand for it. He can't pull off save. Take the Champions League.
They've done everything. If you want the big performances, even in the season that they won the Champions League, they beat the so-called big teams in England. And if you stretch it to the period that they've been excelling in the Champions League, the 6 seasons that I've spoken about, they've beaten Barca twice, both humiliating scorelines. They've beaten Real Madrid twice, both humiliating scorelines. They've won at Anfield to lift the Champions League.
Knocked out Arsenal.
Look, for me, the only thing that can stop the dominance from PSG is injuries. Other teams can run them close, but pound for pound. You see the period where Real Madrid were at a point where they were not necessarily better than you, but they had better players and better match winners than you. So you can be the better team, but they will outscore you. And they did that to win the Champions League. PSG can actually afford to do that.
Wow.
That is where they are.
Wow.
And as I said, in conclusion, if there's going to be anything that will derail them, I think it is more of injuries. Because the levels to which their starters are operating at, if there are injuries, I doubt that those coming off the bench will be able to maintain that standard.
You mean so Bakola Fadoue, not the same.
Bakola is
Very.
I think that happened.
Calm down for Bradley.
The only
his time will
team,
come. Just that right now.
the only team that plays this way that's what happens with team that plays in a certain system. Your bench will never. The only team that has done anything remotely close to it is City.
Yeah.
But even that Bayern Munich team, when it took off Iron Robin and it brought on Douglas Costa or at some point Shaqiri, it wasn't the same. And when it took off
Shaqiri, they is fast.
yeah, and when it took off Ribéry, and then at the time when Coleman had moved fresh from Juve, it wasn't the same because the system in the middle of the park was the same for them. Like, and it's the same for PSG. You never have another Vitinha or anything close to it because if a player has to be as good as Vitinha or close to him, he cannot be on your bench. He'll be too good to be on your bench. So when you have a lot of players playing at 90%, 95%. The gap between them and those who are on the bench, normally it can be.
big.
It happens to teams that are set up like this a lot.
All right, so that's the lowdown on FIFA Club World Cup. We've had a
Christian Telu. That guy is so fast.
But in the play with some aura. He carry, look at Basa.
There was two of them. There were two.
Cuenca
and Telu.
Cuenca.
The guy
Like
is so
at
fast.
some point, if you want Lionel Messi to rest, Kekis Boyan will come on.
Yeah, boy, yeah.
As promising as he wasn't at the level.
No reach.
So that, and in the middle of the park, they never had anybody to take. Chala Alcantara has no fit do Busquets.
You know fit.
Yeah.
Like that be the gap. Alcantara is brilliant, but you know fit. So he had to leave.
That's why he had to leave,
He was too good to be on the bench, so he
Went to
forgo.
buy him.
And when he left, they went to bring Valencia's Andre Gomez. He no go feed.
Yeah. No, but hey, Andre Gomez, we shot for Barca.
You know, to me, yeah, he's a good player.
He
But he no go feed do.
The level was just too high.
Yeah, that is
The
what
one
it is.
player that went there and absolutely bodied it was Rakitic.
Yeah. No, Rakitic was coming in.
Different kind of.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
different kind
saying.
of- Yeah,
What a guy. An Enrique kind of player.
yeah.
What a
And
guy.
Rakitic was virtually coming in for a Xavi-like kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, okay, so we want it to be a bit, and that's the thing about Enrique. That's what I said, Enrique's 2015 team, I loved it. And that is the similarity I've got with this team. They are not as slow as the Pep team of 2011. And the difference between this Enrique, and that is why Enrique annoyed this guy when it was with Spain. They were very pedestrian, very slow, predictive. all
So
the
you
time.
know,
Oh, Abiyano. So,
You said
very,
the agenda
like,
for-
very.
the guy worry me.
In Spain, that was it. No pace injection. But this PSG team, one thing about this PSG team, look, they can be incredibly slow. But when they decide to shift the tempo, the opponent is never ready. And it always leads to a chance creation or a goal. So they can keep the ball. Vitinha will hold the ball. Pacho, Marquinhos come. Oh, Hakimi come. In your mind, Hakimi and Nunes are in position. By the time you realize there's a big gap, and when they play those balls, they don't miss it. And they did something to Real Madrid. That Fabian Ruiz second goal. It was the same thing, though.
Yeah.
Like it was going nowhere. It was going nowhere. Like go. So Charlie, this PSG team, they're crazy.
All right. So that's the lowdown. Who will win, in your opinion? I don't know. Let me know in the comments.
But who will win?
But if Pogba, Kante, and Bless Matuidi meet this video and go massa.
Let's say I see Matuidi for the stadium.
I say, hey,
Hey,
if Pogba and Kante play, massa, they
bless.
finish them.
The guy can work hard.